Hey guys, it's me, Cyrun. Yeah, I have been so inconsistent, and I apologize. I really do. Um, Today I want to quickly talk about comic books. I am a big fan of comic books. Uh, I keep up. I try to keep up. The problem is that they keep changing writers, so of course the stories always be inconsistent, uh, repetitive, and predictable. Because you could see something like, oh shit, Batman and Superman and the Justice League and all of Metropolis and Gotham City have died. Holy shit, what's gonna happen next? 2 issues later, they're all back, and it was thanks to the Atom. I mean, it's stupid, honestly, because it's like manga, right? Like manga is really good, but it's based off of stereotypes. Like, the main protagonist is like, don't worry, I got this, because somehow he gains a power boost that allows him to be better than the rest. And he has his rival that be like, I don't know what it is about you, but I am gonna be your, frenemy. It's like Vegeta and Goku were enemies, but then they became friends. Zoro and Luffy enemies, but then they became friends. But I know Luffy didn't really see him as an enemy. He was just trying to recruit him for the crew. Naruto and Sasuke, they were put on the same team, but they hated each other. But then they became friends. Uh, it's weird though. It's actually weird how they became friends. I mean, I know when you be on the same team, you get like a bond, but honestly, if like honestly, I don't know, man. It's like, especially if he tried so hard to like get away from you, you'd be like, I'm gonna spend the next part of the story chasing him. I don't know. Either way, yes, I see y'all checking out my hand mask. It's very cool because it allows me to grab things. Honestly, I just didn't want to put a hat on me. I think I'm gonna buy a mask, or get like some sort of do rag and use it as a mask. I don't know. Either way, comic books have a story template that's honestly very tiring, because you always know what's gonna happen. It's always gonna be the same thing that happens. It just happens in a in a newer way, but it's still the same goddamn thing. At least with manga, it's a story that's gonna end. Like Naruto ended. The story is continuing, but it's with his son Boruto. Dragon Ball ended, but if it comes back, it's gonna be a newer story. Like Dragon Ball, they fixed their shit. Like they made it like, oh, if somebody dies, we'll bring it back with the Dragon Balls. If somebody dies, we'll bring them back with time travel. It's like they know how to do this shit. Because they not gonna make Dragon Ball forever. One Piece, they might make that shit forever. Shit that constantly keeps happening in One Piece. Uh, but don't let the One Piece fan hear it. With comic books, though, I like how they do it in movies, because in movies, thanks to the MCU, they follow a cinematic. They follow a continuous forward-going story where it might end. I know the MCU fans don't want to hear that, but it might end eventually. But it'll be after 25 years or maybe 40 years of greatness. Um, and you won't have to deal with Iron Man. Spoiler alert: you won't have to deal with Iron Man coming back to life, because the guy who plays him, he's done, bro. He's a phenomenal actor, but he's done. Same with Captain America. He's like, I don't want to keep playing this guy. phenomenal guy like me. But I'm tired of playing him. I want to play something else. So it's the same thing. I mean, they could find a way to bring him back, but it won't be forever. Like when someone from the comic books come back, that shit's forever. But when somebody in the movies come back, that shit's like a cameo, like a small cameo and shit. So that's why I like it better in the movies. Uh, but yeah, overall, comic books are amazing. They allow people to tell stories in a more visual way that really complement the eye and the mind at the same time. I love DC. I love Marvel, but those are the main two. So of course, I'm like everybody else. And yeah, overall, I give Marvel A plus, DC A plus, and movies and A plus plus because it's way better. And also the cartoons and video games based off the comic books. Basically, if it wasn't for comic books, if it wasn't for manga, we wouldn't have a lot of things we love. So, yeah, thank you, comic books.